whether they're texting friends or texting each other. Phones seldom leave the hands of teens anywhere, and that includes these Plainfield guys. This family of 5 says they were happy Sprint customers until a discovery last summer that set Dad, Jim, off.
I specifically asked, are there any additional charges outside of my service? And I was told over and over again, no.
A story that began last year when the family first signed up for Sprint. Jim bought 4 used phones and 1 new phone, paying for all upfront to avoid any extra fees.
So we just bought everything outright, or so I thought.
A deal that Jim then improved when he found the same phone for less at Best Buy.
Will you price match that? And he said, sure, we'll do that.
The $90 savings, a no-brainer, but one that came with a catch, which Jim discovered when he went back to Sprint to renew his deal. That is when he heard the words subsidized phone charge and learned he'd been paying that fee for a whole year at $25 a month.
And I said, how can that be? All my phones were paid for outright. I had no idea what he was talking about. I was shocked.
Sprint called Jim's phone subsidized because he did not pay full price after getting that price match, then charged him an extra $600 total because of that upfront savings.
It was befuddling. It was like, how can this be?
Jim says those fees were never disclosed to him and do not appear as a line item on the front page of the bill, instead popping up 3 pages in, unbeknownst to him, with no explanation.
I was pretty hot about it. I was mad.
Sucked in by a price match deal, he says, only to be clobbered with a mountain of fees in return. And Jim isn't the only one complaining. Other Sprint customers lashed out in an online forum. The $25 subsidized phone charge per phone per month costs more than the phones are worth. And Sprint has a way of finding fine print you never knew was there and keeping their greedy paws in you. Be wary of their hooks. When Jim called Sprint to complain,
you paid it, so you're stuck with it. I was furious.
Furious and up for the fight, Jim called NBC5 Responds.
I reached out to NBC5 Responds because my wife and I really enjoy watching you stick it to people who screw people over. Immediately, I received a response.
We asked Sprint why Jim was charged a subsidized fee in the first place since he'd paid for his phones up front and why that charge is not prominently disclosed. A spokesperson would only say its policy has now changed. Sprint no longer offers subsidized phones as a purchase option for new customers, adding existing customers with subsidized devices still under contract will incur a $25 subsidy fee per line. But then, Sprint refunded Jim's $300 and waived next year's fees. A happy ending after a family's good deal turned decidedly bad.
Sneaky doesn't cover it. To then go back and throw a fee on there for the privilege of price matching is insane.